Good morning. Good morning. We are here live. I am on Zoom today online, but look to be in the actual room as we get started. So come on in. Wa- Once everything gets started, we'll go ahead and get this action rolling here. We are still waiting for the meeting to get started, so everyone hang tight. Nice to see you all. Thank you for joining. Yes, as always, Sharon. He never comes on time. It would be a miracle if he ever showed up on time. One thing I do have to say is that he has come in on some of the press conferences and have apologized lately. He must be hearing us because we're sure talking. Who is that, Rob? I mean, Andrew? Who is that? Or is it Andre? I'm thinking it's Andrew. I hope I'm saying it right. Exactly. He should be more than that, Sharon. He should be released for a heck of a lot more. I try to keep my live streams clean as possible, but I have some choice words too. We'll be also live streaming from the actual chambers this week as well. Today we're like under, if you're here in Chicago, put a number one in the chat for me, please. But you probably can tell that we have some very low temperatures going on here. At least can cold or something. Try to entertain us for all that we go through here. Yeah, we're just waiting on it to get started. I see that people have been coming into the meeting chambers, and just a matter of some voices that are getting pretty loud already in there. People are pretty hyped up. And I know that the mayor must be angry for the purposes that he has to come in. Okay, I'm reading your message. Why have CTA fares gone down when the price of everything else has gone up? Even the minimum wages have gone up. That's interesting because I wasn't aware that it had gone down. One of the people that I know who goes on the CTA said that if this kind of thing is happening, what you're saying, Sharon, that a lot of students are begging. They are literally begging. And I posted that on our site to get on a bus so that they can get to school because they don't have fares. But we know there's others that get on for free. And I don't need to go into who they are. But we got a good feel for who they are. Yes, those you saw it, the fakeness, the true fakeness. Like he was going for a role somewhere. Yeah, he got a role all right, right on out of Chicago. Brandon Johnson, as I told him, because I've spoken several times at the meetings, that he was selected, not elected, selected. Put an S on the front of that. He gave me a weird look, but he knew exactly what I was talking about. And he's still not going to perform well anyway, Andrew, even if he did take classes. We saw the last act. Well, that can be true as well, Sharon, about not driving. Absolutely, because they're trying to find every which way possible in order to hit us up one way or the other, and especially if you're coming from the suburbs. We have streets here in the city that we can go down to get there, whereas most people coming from the suburbs, they're going to hit that highway. Hey, Patricia, how you doing today? Yeah, it might be one of those. I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, Javar. I think I am saying it right, Javar. Hey, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Yeah, we're waiting on them to get started. Yeah, she did, Patricia. That was a good one. It was a good one. And played it back. My colleague that actually goes to the press conferences asked those kind of questions to Brandon Johnson, and his name is Mark Armstrong at Shy Guardian Deep South Press Corps. And a lot of these questions that cause Brandon to react so badly is because of the questions that we have to ask him. And we're not about the little softballs, we're about playing hardball. Look, if you want to get into a big person's role, then you got to play big person's games. We don't have the time for that little make it all easy and cushioning for you when you causing us all this havoc over here in Chicago. We're not about that, okay? Yeah, Sharon, supposedly he was a social studies teacher, supposedly, but yet don't know the constitutional laws and rights that citizens have because he keep playing us, and that's why we have to keep calling them out. Yeah, Andrew, our money, our tax dollars. That's what's going on with that. Our tax dollars. That's what we have a problem with. Exactly, Patricia. We strategize our questions based on the events, based on things that he has said, and then we're going to ask it. Now, that's his problem if he don't like it, but we ask the questions that real people want to know. We're not playing around with that. We don't have time for all of that softball stuff. No, we don't play that. I'm gonna step away just for one quick second while we're still waiting. Once they get started, it's going to display on the screen. Let me know if you all have any kind of complications of hearing or seeing anything that I'm streaming. Thanks. Can you all hear me okay, by the way? Let me ask that before I step away. Am I heard okay? Not playing the Kamala game. I know that's right. We're gonna keep that 100. Didn't vote for her, wouldn't select her, and also Biden should be all upset. But then too, when he does his dirt, that's what happens. Yes, Andrew, that's how we know it was all fake. How you all doing? That's how we know it was all fake. Alarm clock won't help, Sharon. This is just his MO. This is just what he does. I know there's been times when we were going down to the city council meetings and we'll see all of these cop cars and the black cars speeding by. And I said, that gotta be Brandon. He got to be running late. No surprise. But I know they're there. I got phone calls already and they have already come into the chamber. So it's just a matter of waiting on Brandon. Oh, there was a time, Andrew, that we waited. It was back in September, I do recall, and we waited about an hour and 45 minutes, and I was public speaking that day. So I lit it up. I had to first bring that up, how that's disrespectful and rude to have anyone waiting. But see, I had a message to deliver. That's the reason why I stayed. If it wasn't for that, I would have left. Not to mention when we go down there, we're paying for parking and we're going through all of this traffic because it's rush hour. And then we're waiting another hour, 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours. And there was a time that we went there and we couldn't even speak because they got a way that they made it where we could not do our public speaking because they were already so late. They had to have the meeting started. So yeah, we felt cheated, very cheated. So absolutely. I have multiple screens going on here, so I'll be looking in different directions, and I'm going to continue to stay tuned to the posts that you all are placing up here so I can respond. I may type in some responses as well, so you'll hear from me in both means, okay? So this is an interactive conversation going on. We love to hear your thoughts. We love to hear how anything that you want to talk about on here, and we'll try to reply as best as possible. There's some things we may not have the answers to, but pretty much since I've been involved with this for now 2 years, have a lot of insight beyond just public speaking at the council meetings. You all probably, for those of you who know of me, have seen me live on a lot of channels, on a lot of mainstream channels. I don't go giving them free talk on these channels, but they can take from whatever I have to say at the council meetings and they run them across the different social media platforms. So, absolutely. So, now currently, we're still waiting on him to get started because they're not showing the screen right now because he's not there. Once he comes in, I'll prepare you. They're going to do their roll call. Then they're going to find out who's all there. So some may try to join in remotely when they should have themselves there because they're the ones that caused this. And then they're going to have a pledge of allegiance. I do not pledge allegiance to the flag and in that place down there because those people don't even believe in America first. That's number one. Next, they're going to have a preacher, pastor, priest, or whomever that's going to get up and speak, so-called prayer thing. So, I don't participate in that either because a lot of times it's satanic to me. So we'll see how they do it because I know a lot of preachers are paying attention. There has been over 300 plus pastors that have endorsed Brandon Johnson for the progressive movement. So I told people what you need to do with your property taxes is take a picture of your home, take your property tax bill, and go on over to your minister, preacher, priest, rabbi, whoever that is, the name that they go by, and say, you got a bill. You endorse this. Now you need to pay for this, especially if you give tithes and offerings. Illinois farmers back Prisker. Oh, absolutely. I just got off the phone with Dennis. Unfortunately, he won't be speaking today, so you're not going to hear Dennis today. The Illinois farmers back Prisker. Am I reading that right, Andrew? What time we have right now? 10:32. Wow. Not making this up. Now you all see what we deal with. Mm-mm-mm. Or was it Rent a Rev? I think it was Rent a Rev, Patricia. Yeah, they come in, give their 5 minutes or less little presentation, then they do their photo ops. I would think so too, Sharon, about Bailey, because he is a farmer. Wow, wow, wow. Let me see if I got any messages as to the status of what's going on down there. Nothing yet. We sent a message and see where we at. Get your morning tea, get your morning coffee, and hang tight, y'all. Thank you for joining today. We're gonna see how this gonna work out. Yeah, Andrew, they have been trying to get land all over the United States. Back in 2006, there was a lot of talk about them taking over America. And one of the ways to do it was through land grabs as best as possible. So if you follow Robert Kiyosaki, he's the person that I followed and went to some of his seminars for properties. And that was one of the things that he talked about. So, yes. Okay, I'm sending a message. What's happening down there? Okay, let's see if we get get a response back in regards to what's our status. Okay, in the meanwhile, look how you see zero having any problems with okay. Uh, Yeah, Sharon. Uh-huh. You know, one of the places that they're at, Andrew, is Brighton Park. That's one of the places that I started protesting back in 2023 about the illegal aliens coming into Chicago. I saw they were out there, so went out there and assist with them. And also I needed to share some information with them too about what they did not know that I helped them to get enlightened about with their own older person. A lot of these neighborhoods and wards in Chicago, they were not aware that their older person was telling them one thing about the sanctuary city, but doing something differently. So I went and compiled the facts and took it to the different wards and the people who were leading up the protest in their areas so that they can be aware and take it to person. Okay, looks like we're getting ready to get started. Thank you. Do you all have a good sight on this? Let me know in the chat, please. I want to make sure that you're seeing what I'm seeing. Thank you. Thank you, Patricia. You can't see the lady probably in your view I'm gonna try to see if I can move this over just a little bit more. Do some shifting around here. In a partial view. Right. One party, Andrew, you're correct. Well, here they learning different. It's not a one party. They were the primary people out in Brighton Park that was protesting. Go figure that. Oh, they were bringing out Chinese food. They was bringing out all kinds of different treats for people who were out there protesting against them building that migrant shelter. Okay, so far, no, Brandon has not come in. So there it is. Not yet. As you all probably are aware that he's been sending his representatives uh, on behalf of himself. And he claims that he's been on the phone with his representatives at these meetings. But what good is that when you could be right there and you all can be negotiating what's going to take place? Oh, Sharon, I'm going to keep it real with you all. They know, all 50 of them know about me. And they know I told them, there's three things I'm going to do. I'm going to research it, I'm going to find it, and I'm going to expose you. And they know I have done just that. If you go back and look at any of our posts, you'll see that when I'm at the council meetings or committee meetings, I'm bringing them the facts. And as a good friend of mine said, the invoices. So they know that I come down there with the facts, because what we don't know is what hurt us. That's so far from the truth. What you don't know hurts you. That is not true at all. It's what you don't know that hurts you, because now you'll have an opportunity to do something about it and not wait until it's too late. Andrew, plastic tears. Okay. Sharon, also East Morgan Park went out there as well. Here, Austin as well. I'm in Austin. So I had to bring it to them. Who's really doing what? So I went and looked up all of the aldermen. And as a matter of fact, a lot of the posts that I have been releasing has been about the aldermen. And going back and looking at it, you'll see some of that as well. Okay, here comes roll call. We're getting started. The roll call is now open. Sharon, we actually have. And we can give them what they need, but if they choose not to use it, only so much you can do with them. It's too cold for my guests, for them to appear and do their jobs. Six-figure salaries for every last one of them, and then they're getting an increase come January. Right, Andrew. Look at all these people missing. Of course, he would be present. Immigrant and Refugee Committee Chairperson, Vasquez. And yet they get 6 figures. Remember that. 6 figures. And getting an increase in January. What? That's it, folks. They didn't show up, so that meeting is now canceled. Imagine if I paid for parking and going through all that travel to get down there. I would be hot. Hot. Live it. So there it is. No one purposely, they showed up. Purposely did not show up. And I guess it wasn't a call in meeting either. Wow. Wow. We have this documented. Now you see how Chicago plays the game. We have until the end of this year. And hopefully, we really have to get this established before the end of the year. Otherwise, the government will shut down. And many of the aldermen disagree with Brandon Johnson. So it's going to end up being a real big deal come the end of this year. Well, feel free to check out some of my other posts. I just recently post on the channel. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe because we're going to bring you the real news. We're not going to bring you any of that watered down mess that a lot of these other channels like to show you, like something like, but even I have to say the mainstream media, they have been coming on board and they're asking the real questions now because they see what people want. At first, they were giving, I believe, a favor to Brandon, but now looks like things are changing. That's exactly right. They do work for us, but they don't understand that. They do not get it. They think Brandon is the one who's making the decisions. They supposed to be governing over Brandon because they are the representatives for the people of Chicago, which are the citizens. I clarify that. Brandon likes to say the word resident. As you go on my website, on my channel here, you'll see that the question was proposed to him. Why doesn't he ever say citizens? He'll say the resident. There is a difference of a citizen and a resident. And he would not, he didn't want to answer that. He didn't want to answer it. He said it was a divisive question. No, it was a hard fact question because the citizens are the ones who pay the salaries of all these government employees, pay the taxes. And as you all already know, they've been playing around with our taxes and we have been fighting them with that. I have been dealing with property taxes for a decade. I stayed in their face. I get off work. I'll take off work and I'm right in their face. Oh, we not playing about these property taxes because why am I paying more? As well as I come to find out their little friends that they let here in Chicago that they gave properties to through a lot of these so-called organizations that they call themselves the faith leaders. Put them little quotes up there, faith leaders, that their property taxes are not like ours either. Even though the architecture of their buildings are the same platform and layouts. I called that out. Oh, I'm one for calling it out. So I bring in the facts down to the assessors and the board of review. So if anyone is dealing with property tax issues right now, unfortunately, they will not credit it for right now. It took me, as I said, a decade to finally get back about 5 years of overpayment that they were charging me. Not because I was dyslexic and didn't understand the numbers, but they were not going to take my property either. And there's also a matter that has gone on in court about that, them doing these tax sales on properties when they're getting your equity in order to be able to take your house for virtually nothing and resell it. Well, that's coming to a halt too. I put a video out there as well on my channel about that that's already being fought in Texas and it needs to go on everywhere. So that's why I'm saying no, we're not settling for it. Hey Jeremiah, how you doing? Yeah, they ended the meeting because they didn't have a quorum. They didn't have 26 people that were there. A lot of them ditched. We'll call it that. They ditched, like playing hooky from school. Exactly. It affects renters, Sharon. Absolutely. That's one of the things I posted about. That this does affect renters because a property owner, a building owner is not going to pay those taxes out of their pockets. They're in it for a profit. So those prices are going to be charged down to the renters as well. Absolutely. So if anybody think that that's not going to happen, they are deceived. Totally. Any taxes that are charged, any let's say property repairs, all of that is going down to the tenants. The tenants are going to be held responsible for paying that. If there's a repair in your apartment, yeah, you pay rent. This is the cover, but this is to also cover those expenses as well. And those property taxes, if it's not something that is already, let's say, feasible, is going to go to the renters. So that's why I have been also releasing posts on this. I've even had some videos where we were down at the assessor's office and they threatened to get their security on me. And they threatened that because I was able to keep bringing it to them when they wanted me to shut up. And I don't shut up. I stand in the fight. And I told them, I said, here's my facts. You all have been overcharging me. You also had to look at your property descriptions to make sure they didn't change anything like that, because some kind of way I got a whole item added to my home that I didn't even know about. That was a livable room. So I had to cut that out. Say, oh, no. But let's now look at what's going on with those in the neighborhood that you are allowed into our city to have free homes and get a full rehab. And then your property taxes get lowered, whereas mine get increased. No, bleep, no. So, absolutely, absolutely. So, anyone have any further questions for me? If not, I'm going to let you all go. And thank you so much for joining. And as I said, check out check out the post that we have on the channel, because we keeping it real. We keeping it 1000. Nope, we don't do 100. We do 1000. We go over and beyond to make sure that it's going to help someone to have something better than what they are accepting at this point, because this is not acceptable. We don't accept it. And I don't know if they're going to have a press conference today, but if they do, I'll be covering the press conference. Probably not live, but I'll have to see. I have to get in touch with my colleague and find out what's the status on that and if Brandon is going to be addressing any press. So we'll see what's going on. And if so, I'll be bringing that news update as well. Let's see what you got, Jeremiah. Jam Master Jay would be alive still if NYC wasn't blue, even when he was. Oh, okay. Well, they probably will, Sharon, and for those who have come down there, because a lot of their offices are not down at the City Hall location. Some of them do have offices down there, but many of them do not. They're supposedly in the neighborhoods. But again, it's a meeting tomorrow. I'm going to come back on tomorrow and hopefully we have some coverage, because they are really getting close to the end of the month and there is going to have to be a decision made one way or the other, whether they like it or not. So, yes. Okay. I see what you're saying, Jeremiah. Okay. So, yeah, if anyone have any more questions for me or comments, if not, then I'm going to go ahead and release this stream, because City Hall has let us down today. This is day one. Tomorrow will be day two. So if you're interested in finding out if they're going to be doing anything tomorrow, just check back in with me and definitely we'll see what's going to happen. Also, if you want to send me an email, I'm at prosperitychat@gmail.com. That's prosperitychat@gmail.com. So if you want to just follow up with me and see where things are at, we can do that. Okay. My pleasure, Sharon. I'm going to keep you all in the loop because I want to know. And what I know, I want everyone else to know. That is exactly what I do. As a matter of fact, I'm certified in solving problems with PMI, that's Project Management Institute, and I do technical as well. So therefore, I got to know my stuff to solve a problem. And the way to solve it is you got to expose it. You got to get to the root of the matter. Okay. All right, Jeremiah, you saying you're entirely in the loop? Uh-huh. Oh yeah, we're gonna bring it, we're gonna bring the real news, Jeremiah, the real news. And our mainstream is starting to do some of that as well, because they see. They're taking from our lead and seeing the responses that we are getting about that as well. Other states and even other countries are following our news here in Chicago. So that says a lot. Chicago is on the map for sure. We're on it for the wrong reasons, of course. But we doing something about it. We're not just sitting around and saying, complaining about it. We are doing something about it. We're making sure that everyone is informed to be able to do what is needed to help us all. Because when one is affected, all is affected. It's not just the one, it's all are affected. Our finances are affected by the way things are occurring here in Chicago. And it's no joke. It's no game at all. And that's the reason why we stay on top of it. Exactly. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You can get notified. Do subscribe all if you're not subscribed all. Do a subscribe all. You'll get notified of any updates that occur because we stand on them. All right, everyone, have yourself a blessed day. Thank you again. Much love to you and hope to see you tomorrow as we come back on because I have to know that they're going to be in that office and up there in that meeting before I get my boots on that tainted, evil, satanic meeting room that I got to pray about before I go walk up in there. Okay? Because it is evil in that place and we see it all the time. But I need to know that they're going to start checking in, and then I'm going to try to get back in public speak. But when we don't have a quorum, we don't have the opportunity to speak, unfortunately. Take care, you all.